Good morning, family. So I have been, studying and meditating and sitting on this, okay? But it's just not sitting right with me. And I want to talk about it with you guys, okay? So in Romans 14, okay, it says, one person's faith allowed them to eat anything, but another whose faith is weak eats only vegetables. The one who eats everything must not treat with contempt the one who does not, and the one who does not eat everything must not judge the one who does, for God has accepted them. Okay? So here we have Paul again. It's like he's trying to completely get us from doing everything that God told us to do, right? He tells us we don't have to follow the law no more because of Christ dying. We no longer have to follow the law, right? Then he telling us we don't have to circumcise our children, even though God told us to. He said that's the blood oath. That's how he know who his people is, and that it'll be a forever, right? It's forever for each generation to come. If you consider your son to be a part of his family, he has to be circumcised, right? And now here we are again. Paul telling us that we can eat anything. As a believer, we can consume anything. We should just be putting anything inside us because we have faith. And basically the faith take cares of it, right? But is that the truth? Should God's people be just consuming everything? God tell us that we shouldn't, right? And doesn't it say in the Bible verse, right, that just because a man can do everything doesn't mean he shouldn't, right? So that's letting us know, as a believer, as a follower of God, just because we can do everything doesn't mean doing everything is good, right? Doesn't mean it's going to benefit us, right? And if we could just eat anything, why would God go and do a whole chapter, okay? In Deuteronomy 14, you got a whole chapter in detail of what God tells you, us, as his followers, what we should and shouldn't eat. Okay? It says, do not eat any detestable things. These are the animals you may eat. Okay? An ox, a sheep, a goat, deer, gazelle, a roe deer, the wild goat, okay? The antelope, the mountain sheep. You may eat any animal that has a divided hoof and that chews the cud, okay? That eats grass, okay? So God is telling you which animals is safe for your body. You know why he tell you not to eat pig? Because a pig will eat anything. And so while that pig is sitting around eating anything, it might not hurt them, but then when you eat that pig, that energy and everything that they eat is going inside of you and making you sick. Okay? You know why he tell you not to eat shrimp and crab and lobster? Because they're the insects of the water. You know, you got to think of them like roaches. Okay? You wouldn't eat a roach, right? Because a roach is considered nasty. They eat everything, right? You got to think of lobster, crab, and shrimp as the same way. They eat everything. They're nasty. Clams, you shouldn't be eating that because it purifies the water. So while it's cleaning the water, you're eating everything it took out of the water, which is making you sick. See, God tells us we're not supposed to consume everything, because if you just consume anything, it could make you sick. But we have Paul here telling us, as long as we have faith, we can eat anything. But that's not what God say. Okay? I'm telling you, you would never go wrong if you follow God. Okay? It's going to be a lot of people coming and telling you how to follow God. Right? But what I've been learning, okay, is we should listen, because God said a fool will not take counsel, okay? Will not listen, okay? Will not be open to information, okay? So don't be a fool. Don't just not listen. Listen, okay? But you also gotta take what you heard and read, seek, study, pray, ask God, okay? Is this lining up with you? Okay? Because we have Paul telling us not to follow the laws and commands, not to, just to eat anything. And then we have God, who did a whole chapter in Deuteronomy about how to love and obey him. And how do you love and obey God? Right? Follow his commands. I'm telling you, what opened my eyes is reading the book of Adam and Eve. The devil told self when he was 9, right? He said, come into my world. In my world, he says, there's no one God. So it's not that the devil is trying to trick you into thinking there isn't no God. He don't want you to think there's one special in particular. He wants to be on the same level as the Creator. He wants the praise that the Creator gets. And so he can't get that, so he tries to make it seem like, there's no one in particular you should be serving, so that you serve the wrong one. So the wrong one get the praise, right? And then he says to self, in my land, there is no law. And see, you have Peter here trying to get rid of the law. He's using Jesus to get rid of the law. Because of Jesus, we no longer have to do this. And I tell y'all, the law will never end. God said the law has been in heaven before he gave it to us on earth. So that means even after we die, we still have to follow the law. It might be slightly different because, like we probably ain't gonna be eating, you know what I'm saying? But it's still gonna be a law. There will never be a law, a time without law. Law creates structure. And God knows if we don't have some kind of structure, we gonna be all over the place acting crazy. Like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Like how everybody was before the flood. Y'all, I'm trying to show y'all. I'm trying to put y'all on game because y'all being led astray. And that's how the devil is going to destroy you. All right.